Hi, this is Dr. Pachenik, and today I want to congratulate you, Mr. President, for having gotten rid of John Bolton. There's no question that John Bolton was incompetent, he's cowardly, he's a miscreant. It's something I said to you years ago, and finally you acted on your instincts, and your instincts were correct. You do not need war with North Korea, you do not need war with Afghanistan, you don't need war, period. Most of our generals have never fought a war. Most of them cannot fight a war. We have not won a war in 100 years. So the notion of a war, either in the Middle East or in the Far East, is non-existent. So do what you do best, which is to negotiate and pick the right people for negotiation. Number one, I agree that Zalmay Khalilzad should continue the negotiations in Afghanistan. I agree that Ashraf Ghani should be brought in. If he's a problem, take him out. Zalmay can make the deal with the Taliban. That's all we really need. The notion of nation building that was created by Dempsey and by Petraeus was absurd. There is no nation building in Afghanistan. I was in Afghanistan in the 70s, later on, and there's no possibility of nation building. Number two, you have to cut a deal with President Xi. You have a very good interlocutor in Ross and in Mnuchin. They know exactly what the issues are. Xi wants to make the deal. You make the deal. Our farmers will be happy. Our businessmen will be happy. And our growth rate will even continue into the next administration. The third part is you have to make that deal with North Korea. You like the man Kim Jong-un. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I've said it to you, and you know it better than I do, that Kim Jong-un went to Swiss boarding school. He speaks French. He speaks English. He's very well aware of what happened in the West. John Bolton has no idea about North Korea. I've worked in North Korea. I've been in North Korea. I've worked with Kim Jong-un's father and his grandfather, and they want peace. There's no need to have all complete denuclearization. It's just not an issue. We don't need 30 to 40,000 men in South Korea because they would be decimated in any Korean war miles away from the DMZ. Then let's go to Pakistan, which is a problem because Pakistan creates the problems that exist within Afghanistan. In order to have a control on Pakistan, here you have a very fortunate ally in Modi, the president of India, who happens to like you and wants to work with you very closely and allow him to be one of the principal negotiators in South Asia because he will bring you in but allow Pakistan to maintain its bankruptcy course if it doesn't improve its behavior, and it will force Pakistan to stop supporting the Taliban or any terrorist group in the South Asia. Then you have Russia. You and Putin are very close. Forget what the press says about Russia and what it did to us. I don't care what Russia did or didn't do to us. Always remember, Russia was our greatest ally in World War II. They lost 20 to 30 million men in World War II. They do not forget it. They do not forget that America helped them. Putin was placed in there by us because we needed somebody to control a chaotic Russia. And having taken down the Soviet Union, I made one mistake, and Putin was correct. Putin said I had allowed 23 million Russians to have no country and no sustenance. And he was right, and I was wrong. Although I don't regret taking down the Soviet Union, Russia is still a formidable country. Now let's get to the Middle East. Your son-in-law Kushner has a very good plan, but Bibi is the one that you're going to have to rely on. In return, Bibi will have to be a control operative for both Pakistan and India. Ironically, Israel has a very good relationship with the theocratic state of Pakistan, which is Sunni. So Bibi can also help us out to maintain peace between India and Pakistan, as well as the fact that Bibi does not have to provoke Iran. Let Kushner have his financial deal in the Middle East. Let Ivanka work with Elliot Abrams and turn Venezuela into a democracy. Thank you for all that you've done. And the words of Caesar, Veni, Vidi, Vici. You came, you saw, and you conquered. Good night.